Here's my take on Lindsay Halligan, the beauty queen turned real estate attorney turned lead prosecutor of James Comey and Letitia James, when no other attorney would agree because there's no basis or law or facts to support prosecuting Donald Trump's perceived political enemies. First, you should know that James Comey's team has actually requested she be removed, similar to the way that few others, including Alina Habba, attorneys that Pam Bondi had placed in to prosecute without going through the proper procedures and who aren't really properly authorized or properly credentialed. So I'll keep you updated as to what goes on with that. Now, secondly, you might have already heard that she started texting, DMing, and signal chatting with a law and politics reporter at Lawfare Media, which is an arm of the Brookings Institute, Anna Bowers. And before she started to talk to Anna Bowers, just essentially telling her that her reporting on Letitia James and that was wrong, she did not clarify and say this is off the record. She just started talking to her, sending like hundreds and hundreds of texts, well, via Signal chat. And at the end of that, she said, oh, by the way, this is off the record. And that's not how it works. Like, I went to journalism school, so I'm familiar. I'm not a practicing journalist, but I'm familiar. I'm now a creator. I'm now an independent journalist. And here's the thing. My friends who went to journalism school, a lot of them, but they don't regard as highly bloggers, because I am part of both worlds. And so I interact with the journalists and I interact with the blogging world. The blogging folks, we have our perks. Sometimes we take things for, to make money. We'll take funds, we'll take money from brands and sponsors. And as a journalist, you don't do that, off the record, a certain thing, you're credentialed. There's certain processes regarding feeds, regarding sources. There are journalistic standards that folks who are content creators who didn't go to journalism school, who didn't practice as professional journalists, may not adhere to those standards. And because of that, a lot of times when people are talking to bloggers or influencers, they relax themselves and they don't think that the same rules of engagement apply, or they don't expect them to apply. Lindsay Halligan made a mistake. Like, she was talking to someone who writes for an independent site, nonprofit site, and she assumed because of that the rules were relaxed and she didn't have to say off the record because, oh, you're not really a journalist. Au contraire. So the same reason why you wouldn't do that, because you would think, okay, she's not a real journalist, so I can just say whatever I want. You also have to acknowledge that when you're talking to someone who you don't regard as a real journalist, you need to be careful of what you say and what you're saying, especially if it violates the rules. There are rules relating to grand jury testimony and proper procedure and court procedures and disclosures that Lindsay Halligan violated up and down. But that is why she should not have been assigned that role. She shouldn't have taken it. She's over her head, and this is just the beginning. Those cases are going to be tossed out. JJ Legal. Each one teach one. Share this video. By the way, if you want to support the work I do here, you can do so by getting this sweatshirt. Big fan of free speech. It's really soft and warm. It's comfortable just in time for the winter months for those of you in cold climates. It's large. It's pockets right here. And that's it. Thank you.